Yeah. So final thoughts. The game is a good entry level point in a way, but there are other games that are better for it. The reason I say it's a good entry point is because like it's a really easy one overall. Like there's nothing hard in it like some of the other ones. Like 6 had a really difficult last boss.
Yeah, that's
true.
And
so did like 2 and other ones, but
2 was just difficult all around.
Yeah, and 5 had some moments of difficulty. So I would say that 7 is just easy throughout because it's a fairly scaled game.
Yeah.
However, like the length of the game is a huge deterrent for anyone that wants to start Dragon Quest,
especially with like how little there is story wise. It's no Persona 5.
Yeah, it feels like Persona 5 is fairly consistent. Like the amount of story is spread throughout the entire game, so you're getting a real good amount throughout,
and it motivates you to push through.
Yeah, because you're like because you want to find out what's more because you're getting the story, whereas like in Dragon Quest VII, you don't get anything. You get isolated little stories, but that's not a motivation because they're not even like only a handful are even decent storylines, and there's a lot of repetition in the game. So that's a huge deterrent for anyone wanting to start Dragon Quest VII.
Yeah.
Or their first RPG ever.
Yeah,
it would start on this one.
Yeah, it's not a good one to start on, but it would be a decent one to go to if you're wanting to play an RPG over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And I can't say this from experience, but just go with the 3DS version, please.
Yeah.
Well, just for that fragment thing alone, I couldn't imagine having to track those down.
Or that 5-hour puzzle we haven't brought up.
Like
apparently at the beginning, it's nothing but a puzzle.
Oh,
remember
the
pillars?
Colors?
Yeah, the pillar at the beginning, where you literally just go to the left and the right, and you pick the shit up off the torches.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had to solve puzzles to get those to show up, and it took like 5 hours.
Yeah,
I wouldn't go with that one.
There's a lot of padding in 7, and there's even more in the original 7.
Yeah.
So, play the shorter version, which isn't really short, because they only shaved off, like, maybe 10 hours.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a good game, but it's one I would not recommend.
I feel like if the game were, like I said, 2/3 shorter, it would be a good game. Because the amount of character development, which is very, very little, would be okay for like a 30-hour game. It would be okay. It would be not great, but it would be okay. Mm-hmm. The gameplay is still good for the series.
Yeah.
The soundtrack is good. Like the amount of side quests that they would have available for you for the other islands would be pretty fucking fantastic.
Yeah, if they were optional.
You'd have a lot to explore. You'd have a lot to do if you wanted to go do those things, but you have to do them, and there's like no motivation for it. It makes the game feel less because of it, because there's like, it's so spread, it's so dull because there's nothing happening, and you're literally like, it takes an hour of the beginning of the game to even get into a battle.
That's true, yeah.
Like it's sick. Like it's a slog. You have to go in order to like make anything of this game.
And the game is so boring until you get to All Trades Abbey, and then it opens up like what the gameplay should have been from the start.
Yeah, the gameplay finally opens up, but then the story just it still won't happen for another few hours.
And then 5 doesn't need to worry about it.
So it took me 40 hours about to get to All Trades Abbey.
Oh, what?
And that's when the game starts to get like
that would make sense
good.
On why every new area he probably went to, he had already reached the fucking level cap.
Yeah.
That fits.
So
it
like
fits.
The newer
experience.
The newer characters I would get would have
a chance
higher
to
classes than the older ones, because my older characters would have been leveled up too high.
Yeah, you played the thing completely wrong. That sucks. I feel bad for you.
The level cap, it goes away like maybe 25 hours before the game ends. So like when you're finding the dwarves,
fighting the dwarves, yeah,
not fighting them, like when you find them,
yeah,
around that area. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah,
but like that's when the level cap goes away. But like at that point, you only have 20 hours left in the gameplay, in the game. Like it just isn't a fun experience.
It's really not.
I didn't like the level cap thing.
Yeah, you have to play it consistently while switching stuff out so that you get an evenly leveled party.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the cap will fuck you.
It did. Till the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then I was underleveled at the last boss, so I had to go back and grind the levels more and also the classes more. Which I didn't mind. I thought that was actually kind of fun. Leveling up the classes, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, the game is fun, but it's also really boring.
It was tedious.
It's really inconsistent in that way because like you can't. I mean, it's fun, but it's also a slog.
Yep.
So
longest
like
slog
because
of my life.
because it, like the only reason I was able to just really go for it is because the game was fun while playing it, gameplay wise, but not much else. Like I had no motivation other than I had to beat it for this to really go for it.
So you take
we
the
appreciate
average of both
your
things.
dedication to the
I know,
podcast. It
I
means
do
a lot.
too.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Didn't
All
you
6
finish
of
in
our
June?
listeners.
yeah. I finished it a while ago.
And then Jake finished in July?
More akin to August, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe early August.
I think it was like early to mid August.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the end of August for me.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Oh, pun. Very funny.
Yeah, the game. It's
I will say this is the longest RPG. I have a long history of playing RPGs. This is single-handedly the longest RPG I've ever played in my life.
Really.
I should hate it. Yeah.
I have like 300 hours.
You
in
haven't played
Pokemon.
Persona, have you?
No, I've never played a
Okay.
Shin Megami Tensei
Okay.
game. Yeah.
That makes sense because like both 4 and 5 are
Oh, I know.
real
They're even
long.
longer than that. Yeah.
It doesn't feel
And like
that
for the main
long,
content,
though.
let me give a little
It
bit
doesn't
more
feel that long in
context.
5, no, but
I'll give a little bit more context. I've spent more time playing the other games of RPGs because I've played through them consistently again and again and again. But overall, all arcing content, I could still beat everything in Final Fantasy XII in less time than it takes for the main campaign of Dragon Quest VII. It is nuts. I should absolutely hate this game to a dread. But there are still some redeeming aspects. I still enjoy the soundtrack. The design isn't half bad. And the last 20 hours are quite good, in which case it's still kind of a plus for me, but it has problems. The one nitpick that I haven't gotten into yet, the mini medals were completely fine. They were fine. 4, 5, and 6 wasn't that big of a deal. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Explain to me why you're gaining mini medals in 7 for 70 fucking hours of this goddamn game, and then near the end of the game, when all the equipment is obsolete,
Yep.
the mini medal king shows up.
Well, it's not worth it.
You are kidding me. I thought I was
there
gonna
not
get
a
some
way to
good shit
find him
later.
earlier?
No. No, because he's on one of the continents that get unlocked. I swear it's like the 9th or 10th.
Well, you can fly
Side
there
one that-
on your carpet.
Yeah, after the continent is revitalized and
Yeah.
brought back. And that's like the 10th or the 11th continent.
Yeah,
What?
that's true.
I don't remember that
Yeah.
being so late, but yeah, that's
It's really fucking late.
I don't usually bother with the mini medals though.
Well, they did pay off before.
Yeah.
yeah.
don't
Some
now.
of them do give good equipment early
I
on,
know
but
AIDS will.
yeah, AIDS does, but
Yeah, it does. There's that.
yeah, 7, yeah.
So play it if you're a die-hard Dragon Quest fan. If not, go to other ones.
I mean, yeah, like if you really want to play like an RPG over time, it's okay, but there are better ones that you can go with.
Yeah.
Oh, hi there. I hope you enjoyed this clip. from Puff Puff Hour, a Dragon Quest podcast. If you happen to like what you see, you should subscribe. We have full podcast episodes detailing the main series of Dragon Quest 1 through 11. Oh yeah, and if you like the content, you should check out our other shows from All Out Geekdom Entertainment. We have Nude Clan and Ultima Final Fantasy, the ultimate Final Fantasy podcast. Or, Dragon Quest.